Alrighty, folks, you know I'm feeling great on New Year's Day because chairman members cashed in on 5 different premium selections on my premium page yesterday. We had the Ravens, Packers, Saints in the NFL. Also had the Pelicans and the over in the Hawks game in the NBA. And the only way you could have accessed all of those winners is to join my full access, all-inclusive chairman package. Chairman members get access to every single premium selection of mine, every single package, every single day for the next 30 days. And as an added bonus, you also get access to my chairman podcast absolutely free. It's included with your purchase. Now, you may be wondering what the difference is between what I do here with the free video and what I do on my premium page. Well, what I do here with the free video is I'll handicap the entire slate of games in any given sport, side and total. And what I do on my premium page is, well, I actually share with you which one of these free plays I actually like the best. Now, if you don't want to access every single premium selection of mine, but maybe you could use like one a day, you may want to think about signing up for my $1.99 daily best play. It costs just $1.99 for 30 days of service, which means you'll get one premium selection of mine every single day for the next 30 days. And the math works out to be just 6 cents a day. I'm 6-1 of my last 7 daily best plays, 6-3 of my last 9 NBA tier membership picks. And finally, folks, I'm hitting at 86% in my last 25 chairman package picks. And the good news is I have plays going off in all of those packages here today. The site's patreon.com/Brock Page. And with that, folks, we're going to jump into some free content. And we're going to start off with the T-Wolves at the Knicks, 3 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Minnesota's the 1.5-point favorite at MSG, totals 223. Now, I don't know how to, I can't really sugarcoat it. Just the T-Wolves continue to roll. They're 7-2 in their last 9, and they've been incredibly tough to score on this year. The T-Wolves allow fewer points a game than any other team in the NBA, and a lot of that success is due to rebounding. These guys lead the league in defensive boards on the road. Rudy Gobert grabs a dozen rebounds a night. He's actually 4th in the NBA in boards per game. Meanwhile, Karl Anthony Towns, he's snagging just about double-digit rebounds a game himself. Towns is 2nd on the roster in scoring. And as tough as the Knicks have been on the other side defensively, there are a few holes that I'm genuinely concerned about. They're allowing 14 made three-pointers a game. They're in the bottom 10 in the NBA in that particular category. They also give up the majority of their points in the second quarter. They're in the bottom 3 in the East in second quarter points allowed. Flynn is out for the Knicks. Clark inactive for Minnesota. 3 out of the T-Wolves' last 4 ball games fell under the number. The Knicks, on the other side, saw unders recently against the likes of the Magic, Nets, and Lakers. Give me Minnesota minus 1.5, under 223. Next game, Cavs, Raptors, 7:30 p.m. East. Toronto's minus 3 at home, totals 226.5. And for a team laying a basket in this spot here, the Raptors haven't been great recently. They lost 5 out of their last 6, and they've currently got a losing record at home. And the Raptors' biggest problem this year is their inability to score points. These guys are a bottom 5 point producing team at home in the East, and they're facing a Cleveland squad who's really tough to shoot against. They're in the top 5 in the East in defensive field goal percentage. And I'll tell you, they really do shut things down late in games. They're in the top 5 in the entire NBA in fourth quarter points allowed. Donovan Mitchell's the team leader in steals per game, also averaging a team-high 28 points a game on offense. And speaking of offensive production, Karis LeVert, he's averaging over 15 points a game off the bench. Now, injury-wise, Garland and Mobley are still out for Cleveland. Looks like Ty Jerome's been scratched as well. Meanwhile, for Toronto on the other side, Christian Coloco's once again been scratched. Garrett Temple's doubtful. The Cavs' last 3 straight fell under the number. Toronto saw unders recently against the likes of Washington, Denver, and Charlotte. Give me Cleveland plus 3, under 226.5. Next game, Pistons, Rockets, 8 o'clock East. Houston's -9, totals 228. And despite their recent skid, I do think this is a good spot for Houston to get back on track. They're still 12-5 at the Toyota Center, and they play some really tough defense there. Houston's in the top 3 in the league in points allowed on their own court. When it comes to guarding the three-pointer, well, you just can't shoot the long ball against them. These guys have the lowest defensive three-point percentage, percentage in the game. Now they're facing an historically bad Detroit team who's got just one road win on the year. And when it comes to shooting the three-pointer, well, they don't do that well. No real shock. They're second to last in the league in made three-pointers per contest. Now, Morris and Stewart are still out for Detroit. Eason and Smith are questionable for Houston. Dylan Brooks and Victor Oladipo are both still inactive as well. Now, Houston's 11-6 to the under in their own arena. Meanwhile, Detroit saw unders recently against the likes of Utah and Philadelphia. Give me the Rockets -9, under 228. Next game, Pacers, Bucks, 8 o'clock East. Milwaukee's -8.5 at home. Totals 260 and a hook. All-star game total there. Now, I'm not sure Milwaukee's playing good enough on D to cover this number here. They're a bottom 5 point allowing team at home in the East. And even though they're 16-2 straight up at the 5 serve, they've covered the point spread in just 38% of those home games. Now they're taking on the highest point producing team in the entire NBA in the Pacers. Indy's leading the NBA in field goals made per contest. They also have the highest three-point percentage on offense in the NBA. Tyrese Halliburton leads the lineup in scoring, 41% shooting from beyond the arc. Meanwhile, Aaron Nesmith knocks down nearly 50% of his three-pointers himself. And as a team, the Pacers won their last 3 straight. They scored 120 points or more in all 3 of those victories. Bruce Brown's doubtful for the Pacers. Marion Beauchamp is questionable for the Bucks. And of course, the big question is this game going to go over this massive total of 260.5? Well, the Bucks did see 7 out of their last 10 ball games get over the line. They're also 67% to the over in their own building. Meanwhile, the Pacers are 10-2 to the over in their in-conference road games. Give me the Pacers +8.5, over 260 and a hook. Next game, Hornets, Nuggets, 9 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Denver is -15, totals 227. And even though I hate this number here, the Nuggets should be able to cover. They've gotten the W in 8 out of their last 10, and they've been tough to beat at the Ball Arena this year. Out of 16 contests in front of their own crowd, the Nuggets got the W 13 times. And a lot of that is thanks to some stout defensive play. The Nuggets allow fewer first-quarter points than any other team in the league. And unfortunately for Charlotte, these guys really struggle with the ball in their hands. They actually score fewer first-quarter points than any other roster besides one. When it comes to rebounding the basketball, well, they're also a bottom 3 offensive rebounding team in the East. Now, Ball, Ntilikina, and Hayward are still out. Rozier and Williams are questionable. Meanwhile, for Denver on the other side, Aaron Gordon's struggling with a hand injury. Keep an eye on him. Now, the Nuggets went 7-2 to the under in their last 9. They're also 63% to the under on their own court. Meanwhile, the Hornets saw 6 out of their last 9 stay under the line themselves. Give me the Nuggets -15, under 227. Next matchup, Mavericks, Jazz, 9 o'clock East. Dallas is -4 on the road, totals 245.5. And for a team laying a couple of points on the road here, the Mavs are a little banged up right now. Curry, Exum, Kyrie, and Luka, they're all listed as questionable. And of course, Maxi Kleber is still out with that toe injury. Now, as a team, the Mavs have not really been an overly solid rebounding bunch. I don't think of physicality when it comes to these guys. They're in the bottom 5 in the West in offensive boards. And when it comes to the defensive side of things, they're in the bottom 3 in the entire NBA in rebounds per game on the defensive side. Now, they're facing a Utah team who dominates underneath the basket for the most part. They're a top 5 rebounding team in the West. Lauri Markkanen snags nearly 9 rebounds a game, club leader in scoring. Meanwhile, Jordan Clarkson is second on the roster in points. Now, injury-wise, once again, Dallas may go to work without Luka, Kyrie, Exum, and Curry. All are listed as day-to-day. The Mavs are 12-6 to the over as the road team. Meanwhile, Utah's gone 60% to the over against the Western Conference at home. Give me Utah +4 over 245.5. Next contest, Blazers, Suns, 9 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Phoenix is -11.5, totals 229 and a hook. Now, the Suns have gotten back on track a bit over the past couple of games. They won their last 3 straight, and they scored a whole bunch of points in the process. And speaking of offensive production, the Suns are shooting quite well from the field at home. Kevin Durant makes 52% of his field goals, team leader in points. Devin Booker is also dropping 27 a night himself. He's second on the roster in points. They're facing a Blazers team on the other side who lost 7 out of their last 10. And they play their worst basketball on the road. They're just 4-11 in their travels this year. They're also the worst offensive rebounding team on the road in the West. Now, injury-wise, Ayton and Simons are out. Sharp, Kamara, and Reith are questionable. Meanwhile, for Phoenix, they're mostly healthy for the exception of Damian Lee. He's out with a knee. Now, the Suns are 12-6 to the over in front of their own fans. Meanwhile, Portland's gone 7-2 to the over in their in-conference road games. Give me the Suns -11.5 over 229 and a hook. And with that, folks, we're going to jump into our next and final matchup for the video. It's going to be the Heat Clippers, 10:30 p.m. East. The LA Clippers are -7, totals 227.5. And despite how good they've been, well, the Clippers did fail to cover in 3 out of their last 4 ball games. Failures to cover against the likes of the Hornets, Celtics, and Thunder. And speaking of the number, the Clippers also failed to cover in 4 out of their last 7 out-of-conference games. Bones Highland is barely shooting 40% from the field this year. Russell Westbrook's making only 28% of his three-pointers. They're facing a Miami team who plays a physical brand of defense themselves. The Heat's in the top 5 in the East in points allowed per game. Meanwhile, underneath the basket, Miami's in the top 5 in the entire league in rebounds per game. Bam Adebayo averages nearly 11 boards per contest, second on the roster in points. And of course, points leader Tyler Hero, he's drilling 42% of his 3 balls. Now, injury-wise, Jimmy Butler is out. Most squares are going to overreact to that injury. Also, Lowry, Richardson, Highsmith, and Martin are questionable for the Heat. Meanwhile, for the Clippers on the other side, Kawhi Leonard and Mason Plumlee, they might not suit up. Both are dealing with lower body injuries. Now, the Clippers saw unders recently against the likes of the Grizzlies, Hornets, and Mavericks. Meanwhile, 3 out of the Heat's last 4 ball games stayed under the line. Give me Miami +7, under 227.5. And with that, folks, we're going to jump into our quick pick recap. Give me the T-Wolves -1.5, under 223. Cavaliers +3, under 226.5. Houston Rockets -9, under 228. I'm still hitting at 86%, my last 25 chairman package picks on my premium page. And if you sign up for that package here today, you're going to get full access to my premium page every single day for the next 30 days. The link for that site is in my bio. Pacers +8.5, over 260 and a hook. Nuggets -15, under 227. Jazz +4, over 245.5. Phoenix Suns -11.5, over 229 and a hook. With my next and final free pick for the video, give me the Miami Heat +7, under 227.5.